Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another clueless and unhinged VCT guide. Today we'll be talking about Masters Madrid, and I think the best place to start is
China.
You are a boulder. I am a mountain.
POV. You just got sniped by this guy.
The gap, they're going to be crossing towards the side. Kang. The angles onto the side round.
After EDG's kickoff tournament, they proved that they're still the kings of China. However, there were some scares along the way. They got pushed pretty far in their opening match against Wolves, mainly thanks to Spring. And during the playoffs, they did look beatable against other Chinese teams. Now, you could take this a couple of ways. Either EDG wasn't trying the whole time, or the level of skill in China kind of rose. Most likely it's a little bit of both. Nonetheless, you can tell these groups of individuals are still to be feared and have gotten better too. EDG is the only team here that didn't make any changes to their starting five, and it could prove beneficial at the international stage. I know I said this before, but I think it was kind of crazy how they played over 50 tier 1 tournaments last year. EDG are always going to be looked at as fans' favorites because of Kong Kong. Ever since Masters Tokyo, everyone has crowned him as the new golden boy of the region, and I think they have a good chance of making it far into this tournament as well, as long as they clean up some of their mistakes made throughout their kickoff tournament.
Every fight is a lesson.
Is it just me, or did they make Life look like some kind of anime villain? It truly feels as if anyone who stares at this dude the wrong way, he'll open up some kind of domain expansion and next thing you know, you're chopped up into pieces. Nonetheless, FPX are seen as bottom feeders and an afterthought, which could play into their favor, just like how EDG were seen as afterthoughts in Masters Tokyo before they went on to beat Na'Vi and Loud. I think the strength of this team is their out-of-the-box team comps, which sometimes works. It's still going to be an uphill battle for them though. One of the benefits that they do have is that these guys have more international experience than a lot of other players coming to Masters Madrid. Yang, Lyser, and Berlin were already on the FPX during Champs 2023. And then Life also played for EDG and Attacking Soul Esports in the past too. He did decent against DRX when he was matched up against them. And like I said, they do have an out-of-the-box team comp, where they run a lot of Phoenix and Yoru, which Yoru does kind of make sense since he plays really well with double controllers. And I'm guessing they're playing Phoenix because of the branding? I don't know. I'm happy. See Phoenix in pro play, that's a W for me. And one thing we know about Chinese teams, they do have a history of upsetting teams as well. So don't sleep on them too much. It would be cool to see another Chinese team do well and make a run so EDG isn't carrying a whole region on their back.
Time! 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 There's no time on the defuse, Lauren. You melons! What the color? What the color? I said, what the color?
J'adore les bleus. From melons to Madrid. What an amazing storyline and catchphrase. This team from top to bottom is truly stacked. They have the likes of ex-Fortnite Pro, Martine, American import Narrate, French representative Shin, Tier 2 superstar in Tamazine, and scary co-IGL Magnum. When I look at this team, I can't help but think of WW2, where K-Corp is combining European and American forces together. And if history has ever taught us anything, Europe and America has an amazing track record that never, ever loses.
We ain't losing to Zeta, you know what I mean? We ain't losing to Zeta, we ain't losing to Billy again. Trust me right now, we'll be in playoffs and we're guaranteed, I promise you that.
To say to Billy as you face them for that rematch.
You guys are going home, 100%, I guaranteed, I promise you that.
Alright.
Okay, to be fair, I think we all can agree that Artist was a double agent. But nonetheless, when it comes to making a great team, K-Corp has all the boxes checked, from a deep team, good strategies, they even are running unique comps. I do have to mention that they lost a couple of maps 13-4, twice to Team Heretics and one time to Foot Esports. But since they beat Fnatic in the playoffs, as well as Heretics in their rematch, they're seen as one of the favorites in Madrid. And I can't help but agree, these young rising stars might just do it.
This is my house, baby! My house!
I know, I used the Shaq and Kobe meme for Tens and Zekken, but at the beginning of kickoff, Boo and Mini Boo were definitely the equivalent of them. They boasted the highest rating in the world. Of course it came down a little bit, but it's still impressive nonetheless. These brotherly duos prove that nepotism is in fact one of the strongest forces in Valorant. I also think it's kind of cool how Benji Fishy was able to do something that even Ninja couldn't do, which is become a tier 1 pro in Valorant. And they had to overcome some obstacles too, with the fact that Rian's had to play from home due to visa issues, and Patty Tech was brought in as a stand-in since Woot, their other team member from Turkey, is too young, even though Woot does turn 18 in March during the tournament. And don't forget that Team Heretics were able to beat K Corp in their initial meeting. So if they did it once, they might be able to do it again and even lift a trophy this time in the process, which will be kind of cool since the organization is based in Spain. At the end of the day, the similarities between Team Heretics and K Corp continues in the fact that they're both young teams who are trying new things out in this ever-forming meta. The scouting of these organizations need to be studied because it's just amazing. I want to say the majority of the teams who made it to Madrid were the ones who experimented the most, with either players on different roles or team comps altogether, truly signaling a possible new era in Valorant. Like, when was the last time you seen someone main Neon and constantly win with her in the tier 1 stage? At the end of the day, for both teams to be at the bottom of their region last year, to now knocking off Titans, to potentially erasing that one team narrative for EMEA is an exciting thing to see in Madrid.
Okay, we know the drill. Stick to your roles and we'll crush it.
I'm not gonna lie, Gen.G has to be one of the most disrespected and slept on regional winners I've ever witnessed. And I can't lie, I was part of the problem because I slept on this team. But the more I look into them, the more I realize they're kind of dangerous. Karon is looking like the second coming of Mako, and he just might be even better. And the crazy thing is, he practically just came out of ranked. He did play in a few tier 2 and tier 3 tournaments, but his team never went that far. So I guess you can say he was pretty much picked up from ranked alone. And that's just a testament to how cracked of an aimer he is. And Texture's redemption arc is pretty cool too. He's been hitting shots that make people say, wait, is this the same guy who was on GE struggling? And to that answer, yes, because he was on KJ then. Who would have ever guessed that putting players in roles that they're comfortable with would turn out to be a good thing? Maybe other teams should look into that. Overall, Gen.G don't really have that many flashy team comps or anything like that. They just do the fundamentals pretty well. Whether that's just playing as a team, trading, and retaking together as a group, you can tell that they are well drilled and don't overheat too much either. And you know what? This team kind of reminds me a little bit of Optic, who kind of showed us that you don't need flashy team comps. As long as you have great mid-round calling paired with great aimers, it's a recipe for trophy lifts. And whether you like it or not, they are currently Pacific's kings until proven otherwise.
Hit them fast, hit them hard.
Now with PRX, I could make a joke about how they're always choking grand finals, but I can't. I heckin' love Paper X, and if you're a fan of the game, I don't see how you could hate them. They do basically everything that you would like as an esports enjoyer. They play fast, they think outside the box with team comps, they have flexible players who can play a number of different agents and roles, and they have fun while doing it.
That is all 5 of Paper X that are there, and they're going to try it again.
They are. Oh, Isu going to be spotted nice and early. Time players right out on ramp, going to be taken down, and it's a blink and you miss an explosion of death. Everyone's dead in the blink of an eye.
This has to be a record for the quickest round in Valorant esports history, right? Shoot, even NRG can't be haters to these guys. I'm sure that Monyet will get better the more he plays with them. And shoot, they've made deep runs in the past before with the likes of CGRS. So if they could do it then, I don't see why they can't do it again.
Never had a doubt. Let's keep it going.
Congratulations to Loud for beating those Aspas made you allegations. From their game versus Leviathan, we found out that Loud's core and Aspas were pretty important for their past victories. But Valorant is a team-based game, and chemistry proves to be a more important factor than just star power. This Brazilian team was rewarded for thinking outside the box as well. Just the benefit of having flexible players, I guess. And I'm starting to notice a pattern here, too. Regardless though, one of the drawbacks for Loud is this Phoenix comp with 7 flashes, as well as QCK, which has led some people to write them off. And to that, I say you can doubt them if you wish. Loud is very comfortable reminding people that Brazilians are still cracked at this game. If it was me, I would put Tuiz on Duelist and QCK on another role, but what do I know anyways? That's just me looking outside in. If Sadak wants QCK on Duelist, then keep him there. He's a Giga Brain IGL for a reason. If Loud can figure out their defensive struggles, then I don't see why they can't make a far run in Masters Madrid.
Hey, who has a good song for "We were losing, but now things are looking up"?
You know, like a redemption arc.
Isn't it good to be back? You guys have heard me multiple times glaze Zekken and Tens on this channel, and rightly so. Zekken's raise is amazing, and it turns out that Tens on Omen is a match made in paradise. Who would have thought? But Sentinels still have a very deep team with their new addition John QT. And don't let him deceive you, the Q and the T doesn't stand for quality tactics. It's Quentin Tarantino for his cinematic clutches and plays. We should really make that a thing, John Quentin Tarantino. It has a nice ring to it in my opinion. And then we have Saucy, who still shows that he could be a world-class initiator, as well as the employee of the month himself, Zelsis, who has been clutch in-game and for the team's financials as well. Sentinels are another organization seen as favorites to make it to the grand finals of Madrid, and they very well can be. I personally wouldn't mind seeing Tens on Yoru when they play on Breeze. You can make an argument that Yoru is the better offer on such a large map since he can travel both sides pretty quickly. And why not? Be flexible, you know? When EG were making their championship run, Boostio was the sniper while Demon 1 was on smokes. There's nothing wrong with being flexible. It just makes more sense than trying to fit a square peg in a circular hole. But that's just a take as a fan. For all I know, maybe Tens doesn't want to be opping on Yoru and TPing all over the place, even though we've seen him kind of go crazy with the op, like it's Call of Duty.
Like these guys. It's such an interesting... Oh, no way. He got out! He got out! He's back in! You don't have any bullets in the secondary!
Nonetheless, I'm really excited to see how they perform in Masters Madrid. They could very well take it all the way and win it. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. This video was like heavily inspired by Zeph as well as the Fat Asian. Not my words, his. Not trying to get canceled out here. And you guys should check out their channel. Zeph if you really like Valorant content, and Fat Asian if you like NFL, NBA, or the BPL. They both make great content. And let me know down below who you're most excited to watch. Till next time, y'all stay safe, and I'll be yapping in the next one.